everyone, it's Linda from Filming Studio. Welcome back. This is part 2 of the trifold little folio notebook affair that I was making with the digital downloads from the Foxy rag. So this is where we got to at the end of the last video. So what I need to do now is do a little bit of decorating, make some tags and finish it off. So I've got ahead. I have got a little bit ahead simply by prepping some bits and pieces for collage. Now I can spend hours working on little collage pieces, and I have watched other YouTubers, you know, spending ages, you know, an hour later and they've made 2 bits, and that's great if you've got the time, but we don't all have the time to watch like that. So I thought I'll get a little bit ahead. I'd find some bits and pieces that would work, and I'm going to work with just a really simple formula for each of these. And that is basically, I'm going to put 3 different bits of paper onto the base and then add my focal points on top of that. So it should be really quick and easy to do. So that one is there as an emergency, but we'll start. And I'll start with this little one here. I've got this tiny pocket at the back, so I think that can go there. I'll bring in the glue book. Put a piece there, and hopefully that will be the clean bit and this will be the glue bit. That is the theory at any rate. So let's take that off, and I have got my little focal points I'll put out the way, and then I've just cut down some cream card to size, and I'm just literally torn up bits of paper. So this is a great use for the really little scraps. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. And some of these I'm not even going to bother to distress the edges of. I'm just going to go with it. So let's get this one on. Lots of glue. Now I'm a bit discombobulated today. The clocks went back last night, and I don't know about you, but it usually takes me about a week for my sleeping pattern to get back to normal. And oddly enough, also my eating pattern. It just takes me ages to get everything back on keel. I suppose it's like jet lag really, but it's mad. Anyway, that's where we are. The clocks went forward. It's a horrible, wet, miserable day, and it's cold. Yeah, so what better thing to do on a horrible, cold, miserable day than come and collage a few bits and pieces and play. Let's get that lined up there. This is just, you know, my plastic bit that I use to make tag corners with. It's also a really good smoother down, for want of a better word. Now, this has got a torn edge with a bit of white, so I will treat it to a tiny, tiny bit of distressing. Not much. Okay, so we've got a base, and I'll just snip off the excess pieces now. And I'm thinking, actually, I don't know whether I want to make this into a small tag or just a kind of a bookmarky thing. I think I'm going to call it a small tag. So let's trim its corners off. Just get that lined up there. And there. And I'm also just going to, I'm going to punch the hole so that I know where I'm up to. So let's have a look. That's 5 centimeters. So if I make a mark at 2.5, and hopefully that will be in the middle. There we are, and I've got some hole reinforcers, and I have darkened these up with a wee bit of Distress ink because they're that sort of, you know, buff colour. Okay, that's okay. Right, and then I've got a wee birdie ready to go, and I've got a little disc that says Out of the Blue. I just punched it out from the printed bits. I think that will just need a tiny bit of Distress just to make it stand up from the crowd, as it were. That's better. And then I thought if I got the bird to kind of I don't know whether to do it with the bird sitting behind or do the bird sitting on top. I think behind, actually. So let's just see how high up I could put the bird and whether we can just off-center that just a fraction. Yes, bird first. And this is on a fairly, you know, light cream paper. So I think I'll just do a little, you know, skid over there. Not a lot, really gently, just to take any more whiteness off of it. Yes, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's do that again. If I get him about there, and I get that about there, I think that'll be fine. So that little bit needs to come on. Okay, let's do that. I may have to just trim a bit of his tail off. I don't want to lose his feet or claws. There. Is that straight or is it squint? It's straight. So that is our first one. Let's just cut off a few bits of string so they're ready to go. I'll probably lose them, but anyway. I got this donkeys years ago from TK Maxx. You know, when they always used to have a nice falls enough little section with old bits of scrapbooking stuff. Unfortunately, they don't anymore. But oh, let's Distress. Yeah, used to pick up all sorts of interesting things from them there. Anyway, the string, it's kind of like multicolored, which is rather cool. So I'm getting through it now. It's a bit sad, but I'm trying to do that thing where I use things and not just, you know, look at them and go, oh, that's nice, too nice to use. Right, he's okay. Perfect. So he goes in there. One done. Alrighty. So what's next on my list? That is not a tag, I don't think. Oh, hold on. 1, 2. Right, I've got 2 tags and 2 journaling cards to do. So let's carry on with these. Yes, these are tags. So once again, I have just got 3 pieces of various bits of scrapbook paper. And again, I don't think I'm going to distress this. I just, you know, I'll distress the edge, but not the actual bits of paper. So let's go. That's got gadgy already. That's a good Scottish word, isn't it? Gadgy. But I think it's the right word. Everybody thinks it's very funny. I use these Scottish words but say them with this English accent. But hey ho. 20 years I've lived in Scotland. I'm never going to lose my own accent. Bit of a spread. Next bit. I was just looking there at the size of my glue stick there. It says 21 grams down here. It's very easy if you're buying off the internet to get suckered in and buy. There's a small one, I think it's only about 8 grams. So yeah, make sure if you're buying one of these, you're getting the size you want. That's my handy consumer tip for the day. I think this might need just a little tiny bit of distress to cover the torn edge there. So as you can see, I am using up some really tiny scraps. But again, there's a limit, isn't there, to just how many little bits you can keep. Let's do, oh, made a mess of that. I'll just trim a wee bit off. That's it. The only thing that actually matters with the size of these tags is that they fit in the pockets, the heights. You know, neither here nor there, really, just whatever pleases you. I usually make sure, when I'm sort of cutting tag bases, I normally make my height twice my width. So, you know, if it's 10 centimetres this way, it's 20 that way. And that's kind of a good starting position. You can trim it up from there, but proportionally, I think that looks quite reasonable. Okay, now, all I'm putting on here is this flower, and this is one of the flowers from my sticker book. And then a wee sentiment. Now I'm just going to do the centre hole. Now, usually I eyeball this, but somehow or other, when you've got this kind of thing, I found that it plays tricks on my eyes, and I think I'm in the middle and I'm not, so it's worth just a quick measure to be sure. Okay, a couple of reinforcers. There we are. And I think that kind of balances there. It's just a question of where the plant goes. I suppose the plant really should be at the bottom so it's not floating in midair. So let's take the plant right down there and pop that there. So what I'll do is glue my little sentiment on. It's a quote from Henry Matisse, and it says, "A certain blue enters your soul." Isn't that nice? Blue is not a colour that I work in a lot. It's one of my favourite colours. It's a colour that I actually wear a lot. You know, go into my wardrobe and you're going to find an awful lot of blue, mostly blue. But I don't work in it. So now that I've been printing off some digital kits, I discovered that I keep having to refill my pink and my yellow ink cartridges, but the blue never gets used. So I decided that I would, you know, make a deliberate effort to make something in blue. So this is from the sticker book, and I have, rather than just peel it straight out and use it, I've cut the whole thing out of the book, cut around it, and I'm going actually to put some extra glue on the back, because although it's billed as a sticker book, it could be stickier, put it that way. And if you want it to really last, I think it's worth just adding some extra onto it. Okay, so I just want to get that so that it overlaps my label, so you can still read the label. That's good. Okay. Give it a trim. Okay, let's put a wee string on and see what we think. Oh, let's put a wee bit of distress around the edge of it. That'll pull the whole thing together. I think that's all right. As I say, I deliberately decided to keep it really simple. You know, it's only a little folio. It's not a great big journal that I'm going to be spending hours on. Yep, that's all right. So where will we put that? Maybe in there. Well, we'll call it in there for now. Yeah, I think I like it in the corner pocket. We'll pop it there. Let's put it there. All right. So one more tag, which is this one. So again, 3 pieces of paper, a pre-cut tag. So I am just going to double check that that will fit in this Oopsie, inside pocket here. Yeah, that's fine. Right, which way round are we doing this? I think this has got to go over. So I will need to just cover up that white a little bit. Okay. Where's my smoother outer? Here it is. I've got all different weights as well of background papers. Some are just light scrapbook papers, some are card. It doesn't matter, just whatever you've got to hand. And then finally I've got a wee bit to go here. Actually, I can't quite see where the bottom is, so I just need to trim it up. Okay. I'm using, as I say, a mixture of papers. I've got various scrapbook papers from my own collection. I've also got some digital, so some of the ones that I showed you before from the Foxy rag. And then I think there's some other bits and pieces, and they will be from either Tracy Fox at Love Junk Journals on her Etsy shop, or from Andrea at Artie Mays on her Etsy shop. So I will link both those ladies' shops so that you can go and have a wee look. Both of them really make excellent, stunning digitals, just really beautiful. That's not nice. I'm just going to cut the top off of that. Oh. That's better. You know, what you could do, of course, is make this onto a bigger card or a masterboard and then cut it down into tags. But for the purposes of today, I'm doing it this way. And of course, if you're not quite accurate with gluing down, then you need to do a little bit of trimming up. But that's fine. It's not a problem. Okay, so I need to decide where my hole is going. That's just shy of 7 centimetres, what we'll call it there. I think I'm going to have to get a slightly better implement than this, but it's donkey's years old. It'll do for now. I've got just 2 left on this sheet. Get a reinforcer on the back. Actually, it's such stiff card that you could probably not, you don't need a reinforcer. I just think it looks nice. It kind of just gives it an extra finish. So that's that. What are we putting on here? I've got this birdie going along. And again, I kind of want to ground him. And then I've got a little tickety affair, which I could definitely cut a bit neater, I think. That's better. I was just kind of going to try and tuck that in there. Ah. Ha 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 ha. I think I probably meant to overlap it the other way around. Right, let's have a look. That's really too centered, isn't it? It's a bit too much in the middle. Right, so this is where it all goes to, is there something else we can use? Quick look. It's just, I don't like the shape. I just do not like the shape of that at all. Too big. Too small. Ha. All right, go with it. Probably just go with it. Unless there's something here. No, I don't think so. I'm going to go with it. It's a tag, it's not the Mona Lisa. It's just a question of, yeah, if I overlap it there, that's not too bad now. And get my birdie on. I think some of these would benefit probably from being finished with a collage medium, and just to make everything stick down nicely. But I thought that would take too long, be too messy. But I can always come back and do that if I want to. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's say I wanted to kind of just do them all with the same, as it were, simple formula. And what I might do at the end is just pull them all out, because then we'll see just how differently they can be done with the same formula. I'll leave that there for a minute. So that's that one. And then journaling cards. I want to make 2 little journaling cards rather than tags, because I don't want the string getting in the way. Sorry, I don't want the string getting in the way of my belly band here, or in the way here. So let us move swiftly on. Let's get rid of these bits and just put them there for a minute. Okay, so what have we here? I've got that, I've got that, and I've got that, which needs a little bit of distressing. And I think, yeah, I think I will have to do this one just a wee bit as well. Okay, so this is going down first. See if I can get it on straight this time, not have to trim it. That would be good, wouldn't it? It's worth putting a little bit extra glue on the cardstock. Okay, and let's do that. And onto the bottom with you. I think it needs a trim. Yep. Okay, I won't distress it till I've done the corners. Now I'm having is this a tag or a journaling card moment? Tag, tag, tag. I thought I meant this one to be a journaling card. Whoa, stop. Stop, stop, stop. I did. So I'm going to round the corners of this one. So this is the 1 inch, which I suppose, you know, relates to the radius of the circle, as it were. So this is my, okay, I have done that slightly differently to the way I intended it. Never mind. Oops. Ooh, oops. Well, now there's the thing. I had fully intended that to be at the bottom, but you know what? Let's just go with what we've got. Because I think if I put him this way, well, if I put him this way, I think he's going to be lost against that, isn't he? He could be a she. Mr. Mac would tell me whether it's a ladybird or a gentleman bird. I think I'll treat him to a little bit of distress, just to define his little edges there. Oh, actually, do you know what? While I'm getting all hung up on this, I could change the colour, or I could almost get away with changing that tag. That's how I intended it to be. That way around. Okay, as we were. We'll go with this. The beak's a bit blunt there. And I would like to get in a bit closer here. See, so much for having it all worked out in advance. Ho, ho, ho. He needs to go there. Whatever happens, he needs to go there. And I don't know what to do about this. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, that might work. Hold on. I was just thinking, because it's got a cream background, it might just take the darkness away from there. Do you know, I quite like that. All right, let's do that. Okay, bring the bird there. Is that straight? Nope. Once you start to tear things and get these odd shapes, it really does make your eye go. Now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to commit. I'm going to put the bird down and then we'll worry about something to go down there afterwards. So if I pop the bird like that, kind of overlapping the label. Yep, that's okay. Let's trim off the bits. I think I know what I want to put here. I think I know. Where I pulled the flower out the sticker book. Yep. This is the same flower. Too much. Too in your face. So let's just have a quick look through my flower department. Let's see what we've got. Something fairly neutral, I think. It doesn't need to be big, it just needs to be a something. That's not quite big enough. That's not bad, is it? That might do it. Too big. Too green. Too big. Too big. Too green. Okay, as we were, let's just go with that little one there. That'll work. Just needed something, didn't it, to fill it. And what do we think? Okie dokie. Possibly something circular. Small and circular. Which of course I don't have. Okay, I'm going to call that done for now. It might just get a little bit of something added in, I don't know. I plan these all just to have, as it were, the 5 elements, three pieces of background paper and then a focal point and a label or a sentiment. But now, of course, with that one I'm up to 6, and it's the old story, I would prefer it to have an odd number, 7. So, but it's okay. I'm not going to get, as I say, too upset about it. So that is going to go in there, I think. And I've got one more. One more to do, which I appear to have lost. Here it is. Right, hopefully I'm not going to take quite so long agonising on this one. Hopefully I've got everything I want organised. All right, that's me got a little sentiment. So I know that's going on there. Now this was definitely a freebie from Andrea at Artie Mays. So one of the things I would say is that some of the, the digital designers, a lot of them have their own Facebook groups, absolutely wonderful, and they often very generously put free downloads, which is great, but I always feel that it's good to give back, and I either buy, of course, if you use something like that, saying thank you, but then I do try to support these ladies by, buying something from their Etsy shops. I mean, the wonderful thing about digital downloads, of course, is that, you only need to spend a couple of quid. Well, you can spend as much as you want, but quite often you can pick something up, just a set of labels or something for a couple of pounds, and that supports them and says thank you. And you've got the items to play with as well. But as I say, I just feel if somebody's kind enough to give me something for free, then I should support them back. Actually, I've got to say, since I joined this wonderful junk journaling community, really, it's a fab community. Everybody shares, and it just seems to be really lovely, drama-free place. I've probably jinxed it by saying that now. Can't find my smoothie thing. Bother. You can probably all see it, but I can't. Bang! Oh, there it is. Okay, and I had something to go there. Just a tiny wee strip was going down here. Again, I'm going to put just some distress. I mean, look at that for a scrap, but it was nice paper. I didn't want to chuck it out. I'm just going to trim because I'll be sure I'm going in the right place then. Okay, so that I intended to go there. Yep. Got my birdie. And I've got a wee label there. Can't remember whether... I was going to put it there and then kind of balance him on top of it. So let's do that. Let's just kind of just put it, not quite put it down, as it were. Yeah. Move it to there. That's fine. Oh! He'll be all right. I think I might treat him to just a tiny little bit of distress ink around his edge. Again, just to take that whiteness off. Some of these images are glossy, so again, I might decide that I would prefer to put a matte collage medium over the top. hold everything down as well. So where are we going? About there. Yeah, that's okay. Oh yes, I quite like that. So let's make a bit of a space. Just finish this by doing the corners. Right. Get the messy bits out of the way, and then we'll see where we are. Okay. Let's clear the decks. So this is what we've made, or what I've made. It's like the royal we, isn't it? Okay, so we've got 2 tags and 1 very slim tag. And then we've also got a couple of journaling cards. And I don't think that looks too bad. It's not too shabby. And as I say, all done with a simple, really very simple formula. So I'm going to put them back into where I want them, which is this one in here. And I'm just trying to decide whether I think this one's going to look better in here. Maybe. Which will put that one in the front there. That's good. I don't think it matters. I think I'll put him there and him there. Okay, I'm just looking to see where we are for time. I can't. Hold on. Oh, sorry, it's my head coming in. Not sure. I've got a feeling that probably we've done enough. So I was going to, I will just add some little bits of decoration onto the front and back bits here, and then it'll be done. But I think I'm going to call it done for today. The only other thing I've got here, some batik fabric that I just tore down into strips. So I intended that just to be my final closure on this one. Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm calling that done. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please think about giving me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.